Hi guys, today we are adding starter pack content and we're going to use particle effects from that to just spawn them. So content browser and then add new, and then you'll find add feature or content pack. Alternatively, you can create new project using a new template and then add starter content from there. So content packs, click on starter content and add to project. Okay, that should have done it. Close that. You can now see in the content browser the starter content. If you go in here, you'll find a lot of folders which already contain some sort of pre-built things that you can use, and we're going to be sort of covering some of them and start using them. In this case, we would like to use the particles. So we can see a lot of interesting things like explosion, fire. So if we drag explosion in here, then we can see this particle effect which plays only once. If we drag fire, it is being emitted every frame, so it constantly runs. But how about we use the explosion effect and somehow attach the effect to the projectiles that we spawn when we shoot in the first person mode. I'm going to keep the fire going. I'll get rid of that. The fire, yeah, it's fine. We don't worry too much about that. So let's go to content, first person BP, blueprints, and first person projectile, I would have thought, because this is the thing that handles the projectile. Event hit. So by default, this is what it does. I don't think we've added this thing. So what I'm going to do is break all the links. And then just use the same event, which I'm assuming is called on hit, when this actor bumps into a blocking object. Yeah, that's fine. So how about we use that to spawn an emitter. Emitter is an object that constantly spawns particles. Select asset, and if you've added the starter content before this, you should be able to see all of these particle systems that you can use. How about we use explosion? The location is, we're going to use hit location, so we should be able to just drag this into here. Scale 1, rotation 0 out, auto destroy. Yeah, that's fine. Is there anything else we want to change? It returns the object to the particle system. Okay, that's fine. We might be able to use that in the future. Compile that, save. Did it destroy the particle as well? Sorry, the projectile? Yeah. How about we do that as well? So we spawn the emitter and then we destroy the projectile. File save. Let's get into the game. So let's try shooting some stuff. Nice. So on hit, our new event handler gets called, which spawns the emitter of an explosion effect, and then destroys our actor. But you can see that there is no impulse, there's no physics force being applied to any of the things anymore, which was previously applied. So we could, for example, knock down walls by just shooting at them. And let's just enable that as well, in which case we can just bring in previous functionality. So I'm going to break this link I'm going to drag it over here. This gets into here, which checks if it's a physics object and so on. It's the other component. Get. It's connected to something else. Vector location. I'm assuming it was connected to location so that we can then use. Nope, fair enough. Oh, maybe that thing. There we go. So we add impulse to the component that we hit. Keep this in here. Destroy the actor after we've spawned the emitter. So we don't need this anymore. We drag this thing over here. And then that gets here. How about that? So apply the impulse at the location. And then we spawn the emitter, and then we destroy the actor. It's almost like a grenade launcher at this point. And if you wanted to turn it up a notch, you could just increase impulse. Yeah, that's the one. About 1,000. This will scale the velocity by 1,000 rather than 100. And there's this fire emitter going as well. That's overpowered. Boom. But at least you now know how to create RPGs, basically. Right, so in this video we looked at adding starter content pack to our project. And now that we're more or less comfortable with the Unreal Engine environment, it might be a good idea to start playing around with starter pack now, because it's got a lot of interesting things that are already pre-built. Then we used an existing blueprint for the projectile, used its event hit callback to then figure out what we can do at the location of the hit. Using that, we spawned our emitter at that location, which uses one of the pre-built particle systems, specifically the explosion particle system. You could change that to something else. It will be that particle system that will spawn at the location. For example, sparks. And then finally we destroy the actor because you don't want sort of armor-piercing projectiles, which means the projectile will be destroyed as soon as it hits something. And now it spawns particles where it hit. Now, if you want kind of a projectile that goes through things, then you might not want to do this, and then kind of keep the velocity going, in which case you have sort of like armor-piercing projectiles. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.